Here's a video on something a bit different.
There is a sci-fi concept where you put a church or a castle on top of tank treads, and I don't know where this started, but it seems to be everywhere. People are even building these out of Lego. I'm not the first person to build a Lego castle on tank tracks. There's actually an official Lego set right now that is both a tank and a castle.
I built the Lego castle on tank treads. I say the Lego castle, it's some old set. I'll put the set number on the screen right now. It's very yellow, and it's got these, I think they're called chronolations, on many towers. And it had some knights, and I added a princess, and an archer, and a wizard, and a fire-breathing dragon. And obviously, I also put it on tank treads. You can see at the front I've got the Nexo Knight shields. And I even gave it a little drawbridge. As you may have seen on the back, it's got an IR receiver and a motor, and behind the drawbridge you can see another motor. The gearing is asymmetrical on this side compared to this side. As you can see, this side has a really big motor, or a really big gear, because it's attached to a really big motor. And over here, I've got the little motor attached to a little gear, because the little motor spins much faster. So I'm approximating getting the speeds the same. It's not quite the same on both sides, but it is close enough to be fun to play with. Speaking of, let's play with it. First things first, this is the remote I built. Just a simple lever attached to the switch, and over here I have a lever that's been geared so that it moves the switch in the opposite direction. Because the way I've built my castle, the motors don't face the same way, so they actually want to spin in opposite directions. So this way, the operator has a more natural, just push both levers forward to move forward kind of situation. To turn the castle on, you should open the drawbridge, I think. No, that's not necessary. Here it is. I got this little lever thing on a toe ball joint attached to the on switch, and you just pull that all the way in either direction, and close everything up. And now we should be good to go. Just point the remote at the IR receiver on the back. Uh-oh. Faults with the construction here is that these two tracks are not very securely held to the main body. They can easily just slide off the motors because they're only held in place by, I think, like 5 horizontal pins. So ultimately, if this was to be fully produced, or if I was going to take the set super seriously, I would want some additional struts running across to help hold the tracks in place against their motors. But this is just for fun. I have no intention of distributing instructions or anything, so I'll just keep fixing it as it breaks. As you just saw, the tracks fell off, and that is, again, because these things are just barely holding into place. Like, there's barely anything holding any of this together. Just a few vertical pins. In this case, just one horizontal pin that was holding this on, so the tracks just slid off when that connection came loose. Another little detail is, since this thing is so top-heavy, I needed to include a strut so it didn't just totally fall backwards.